You're just like making the boss rich and also, yeah, that's sure, but you're also part of a business, right?
Of course, you're a clog in the machine. No, that's how it
Well,
works.
what's the switch? Because that takes a lot of effort to go, okay, well, how do I reconstruct that entire thing and bring it into my own? What's the thought process behind that?
I think with a lot of things that I've realized from being in this industry for coming up 8 years now, I see a lot of doctors, I see a lot of surgeons who, my value in these clinics was that I'd had experience as a patient and now as a qualified injector that they didn't have. So a surgeon would come in and say to the patient, okay, well, we're going to do lipo. It's going to feel like this from a textbook. It's going to be a recovery of this from a textbook. And I'd sit with them and go, okay, I know that the doctor has told you this, but from my personal experience, it's actually going to be X, Y, and Z. You're going to experience this for longer. That's not going to be like that. And it was kind of like an advisory type of job. And it made people feel more comfortable and more informed, because when they're surgeons and they do their job and then they finish their job and they pass you on, I've got girls that have followed up with me 2 years later, 5 years later, and I know exactly what they've gone through. I know the procedure. I know what they did to fix their scar tissue. I know what they needed to do to fix X, Y, and Z. Like, that's the difference between the two. And a lot of the time, the surgeons will get in someone that's in the medical field, per se, to manage the clinics, or they manage it themselves. And it's just too much for you to have on one plate. You have to be able to delegate. And a lot of the time, surgeons can't delegate very well. So, well, they can in theatre, but they can't when it comes to business and marketing, and they can't.
They feel like they have to do it all and be in control.
Yeah, it's real control-y. And it's great for surgeon. It's surgery. It's great for them to be like that, because you have to be precise and controlled. But when it comes to business, you can't be like that. You have to have open mind.
Interesting. So moving on, so you've gone through, like, how did you start the clinic in London?
I started my Bachelor of Nursing in Melbourne during COVID. So I didn't think I was going to get in, because it took me 9 months to get into the school. And because I classify as a mature student, mature lady, they want all the young ones.
I'm a lad.
So I had to, it took a lot longer to get in. It got to like January. I hadn't heard back from the schools. As you know, schooling starts in like Feb. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go. I was actually in Bali. Was in Bali.
Is that when I saw you last?
No, the time before. Yeah, no, this was ages ago. There was like a time before. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to school this year. So I'd like booked Coachella. I'd booked work in London. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to work this year and fuck school off.
Yeah.
And then it was like the day before we left to go back to Melbourne, I get the email being like, yeah, you start school in 2 weeks. And I was like, well, fuck, I've just booked all these trips. And obviously then COVID hit. So I wasn't going anywhere.